So Captain Marvel is now in 4K Ultra HD, and guess what? I have already reviewed the movie itself, so if you want to check that out, I will put a link right up here for you guys. And if you check out that video and you like it and you like this 4K review also, just comment down below and let me know about anything else that you want me to check out, and make sure that you subscribe right over here. And to get straight into the video quality, starting off with the Blu-ray, just because that's where I always start off. This Blu-ray looks pretty damn good, and I will say that that is because of the fact that this was shot all digitally. It looks really damn crisp and really damn clear, and a lot of grain haters will definitely like this presentation. Detail in Brie Larson's many different suits are excellent here, along with a lot of the detail that goes into the scenery, and the CGI of this film are very well done. What I will say is quite a bit of the black levels here do tend to lean more towards gray than the absolute black, and that is something that I definitely did notice, especially at the beginning of the film. And for that, I am going to give this an 8 out of 10. This is still a really damn good looking Blu-ray though. And when you're getting into the 4K copy, this was given a 2K digital intermediate, so this is an upscale to 4K, but it has all of the signs of the kind of things that we look for in a upgrade to 4K from the Blu-ray, which is even more detail, and a lot of that is in just the wear and tear on Brie Larson's suits, and the overall like dust and debris that is on them. I felt like that was something that was really accentuated here. And sharpness gets a little of a bump. This was filmed digitally, and the sharpness on that Blu-ray was pretty good also, so it is marginally upgraded here. Depth of field, I felt like, gets an even bigger bump. And when you're talking about the HDR, that is where this release truly does shine, because we are given some really great spectral highlights here when you're talking about the color palette. A lot of the CGI is very well accentuated here, and it gives it that extra pop. And when you get into the more colorful scenes of this movie, especially towards the end of the film, you will see a lot of those colors really coming off the screen in great ways. And what I will say about the black levels here is they are largely fixed from that Blu-ray, and they dip straight to black like you would want them to be. And there is a decent amount of detail in those black levels also, and for that I'm going to give this that bump up to a 9 out of 10. This is a pretty damn good looking 4K release. And as far as the audio here goes, this is the typical Disney Marvel audio situation. So if you are watching this on Blu-ray, you will get a DTS HD 7.1 mix that is a lot better than the rest, I will say. Bass response is limited here and does really miss those lower frequencies, but it is relatively good, and it does pack a punch when needed. Vocals here are kind of soft. I would have liked them to be a little stepped up, but what I will say is that speaker separation is excellent, and the surrounds here are very active, and I did have to turn this up a few notches, but not as much as other Marvel releases. And for that, I am going to give this a 8 out of 10. And when we are talking about the 4K copy, we are actually given a Dolby Atmos mix. And we all know that Marvel has trouble with Dolby Atmos, and that is because Disney releases them. And we all know about the Atmos effect. But what I will say is that it is lesser here. Bass response is pretty damn good, especially when Captain Marvel really gets to flex her muscles towards the end of the film. It is a real showstopper there. And when you're talking about speaker separation, it is so on point. It is really good here. Vocals here are stepped up from that Blu-ray, and that is always good. I still did have to turn this up a few notches, but as soon as I did, I was very pleased about what I was hearing. When I was in theaters, I heard the voices of the Skrulls when they were scanning through Brie Larson's memories, and that was all overhead. Here, it isn't. And that is kind of disappointing, but every other scene that I remember in the theatrical presentation, as far as height speaker work, definitely carries over here. This is a pretty good sound mix for Marvel, and for that I am going to give this another 8 out of 10. And as far as the digital copy here goes, this is Movies Anywhere digital copy, which means that you can download the 4K copy with Dolby Vision. I don't know why they don't incorporate it onto the disc, but they don't, on iTunes and on Vudu, along with a lot of other services. And when we're talking about special features here, none of them are on the 4K disc. All of them are on the Blu-ray disc that comes with this release. And we do get a audio commentary with the directors here. They go into a lot of the technical aspects of this film, and that is always excellent to hear. And when you're getting into the featurettes that come here, all of them are the typical making of doc kind of stuff that we do get. One of them has to do with the cat, which I always do like, and that is the Flurkin. And we do get about 8 minutes of deleted scenes also. With all of that, it is a decent amount of special features, but none of them are on the 4K disc, not even the commentary track. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. And as my last looks at Captain Marvel, this is a perfectly serviceable Marvel film that really doesn't reach the heights of what we have been getting from Marvel lately. That is largely because of the fact that this is kind of a messy way to tell an origin story, and a lot of its messages are kind of muddled in here, and that is unfortunate, and I really feel like Brie Larson kind of needs to find her place in this universe, and I do hope she does that. And if you didn't see my video review for Captain Marvel, I actually gave it a 6 out of 10. And when you're getting into the final score for Captain Marvel on Blu-ray, I actually gave it a 28 out of 40. And on 4K, I actually gave it a 29 out of 40. And the discrepancy there is just because of the just the video quality on the 4K disc is just a little better. And so next up, I will be getting into Us on Blu-ray and 4K. Along with that, I am going to be going into Ghostbusters as well. So check in on all of that for you guys while I catch up on some stuff. While we have a couple of weeks where not so much stuff is coming out. So I will definitely be getting some content to you guys. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't even say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.